Hi, welcome to the 31st episode of the New England Gal Knits podcast. I am Janet and I live in Massachusetts with my husband, our two boys, our cat, and our dog. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram at the New England Gal. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and if you're a new viewer, welcome to the podcast. I hope you enjoy it. We also have a group on Ravelry under the New England Gal Knits podcast, and go ahead and check that out. Right now going on there, we're finishing up the first month of the Finish That Stuff Cal, and it is a year not long knit along that I am hosting. And basically the only rule is that you've had to start the project the month before. So there's right now one object in the finished objects thread. Actually, it's an absolutely gorgeous cable cardigan. So even if you're not sticking anything in there, go on over and check it out. It's stunning. So if you've finished anything, go ahead and get that in. Today is the 26th of January, so we're coming up to the end of the month really quickly. And this month's prize is going to be a pattern of your choice, $7 or less, from Ravelry. So I'll be closing that thread on Thursday and pulling the winner on Friday. Anyways, I am going to just jump right in. I'm actually going out to dinner shortly with my husband and my younger son. My older son is camping, so the three of us are going out to dinner. So I'm going to try not to rush through it, but I'm just going to try not to babble. We'll see how successful I am. Anyways, my first finished object, if you haven't noticed, I am wearing, and again, this is the last time I'm going to say this, I am not pronouncing the name of the pattern. I'm going to put it on the screen, and it is a sweater by Fiber Tales, and I knit this out of, it was Brooklyn Tweed Loft in their Snowbound colorway. This is all I have left out of 6 skeins. So, and I'm very pleased. I'm going to try and stand up and see if you guys can see. I'm very pleased with the way it came out. I did make some modifications to it. So I did knit the body an extra 2 inches before starting the ribbing. I also, well, I knit the sleeves 3/4 lengths, which I love the length of the sleeves. They're perfect for me. But what I also did was I picked up 4 extra stitches on each sleeve, so it's a little bit looser, which I kind of like, because I find sometimes with a lot of the sleeves that I knit, I don't know what it is, but they come out much tighter. So I am absolutely thrilled with the way this came out. It has a textured yoke, and it has bobbles, it has pearl texture. It goes into a lateral braid, which is the first time I've ever done a lateral braid, and I loved doing it. I'm very pleased with the way it came out. And then it has little leaf patterns, and then it goes into bobbles with another textured pearl ribbing, not ribbing, pearl texture. We're going with that as well. So I absolutely love it. I love the way this blocked out. It is so soft now. The Loft really did bloom and soften up. I just love everything about this sweater, and it's nice and warm. It is comfortable. So I am very happy to finally have it off my needles. It was a fingering weight sweater, and I'm like, I'm going to take a break from fingering weights and work on bulkier ones, because I started this, I think, in October. And it just seemed, the yoke took no time at all, but I think when it got to the body, it just seemed to take forever. So, but I absolutely love it. I'm so glad I have it done. And I love knitting the yoke. I love the different patterns in the yoke, and the yoke flew. It's perfectly written, and she had great details on, because I've never done bobbles, never did the lateral braids, so there were directions as well as links to YouTube videos that were really great references. So I do highly suggest you check out the pattern for this. So So this was my first finished object. So my other finished object is a hat. It seemed to be the month of hats because I finished 3 in January. Yeah, I finished one at the end of the last week of December, and then I knit the Quill and the Cinder hat for my friends for New York, which we didn't get to go to. Last Sunday was a huge snowstorm. We would have never made it home, so we had to cancel it. We are going to reschedule it for the end of March, so fingers crossed that weather will actually permit for the next trip, but we canceled it. It was okay. We're still going. I was disappointed, but we're still going. Anyways, my third hat I knit this month. This is the B to the 3 hat by the Unapologetic knitter, and it is a brioche, basically beanie. I say it's finished. I haven't finished weaving in the ends yet. And then I had dropped a stitch. Yeah. Look I'm just going to show you all of my mistakes and my things, but I dropped the stitch right in here, if you can see it. So it's not perfect, but no one, if they're looking closely, can tell. It fits perfectly. I love the slouch to it, but it hugs my head and covers my ears. I don't know why I can't stand hats that don't cover your ears. Being a New Englander, it's important that our hats cover our ears. It gets really cold here, and I'm sure the Canadians agree, because it's colder there than it is here. But hats that don't cover your full ears to me just makes no sense whatsoever. So it is just the perfect fit, and this is all I have left out of, I had 93 grams of yarn left. So this is knit out of a Madelinetosh in the Good Silence colorway, and this was leftover yarn from my Tecumseh sweater, and this was the main body in the Tecumseh sweater. So I love the way this came out, and it fit, and it's super warm and cozy. So that is it for my finished objects, and now I'm afraid it's been so dry here. I walk around work, and every time I touch like a metal filing cabinet or an edge of a cubicle, I get shocked. I'm afraid I'm going to take off my hat and it is going to go, my hair is going to go flying. Maybe not so bad here. Oh, there we go. Alright. Finished objects done. I am going to move into my works in progress, and I've had quite a few. It's been 2 very productive weeks, although could have probably had 2 projects done had I not really started, well, on two projects. So I am going to start off with, I guess I'll start off with talking about socks. So this is not a pair of socks. I'll put that down. Here is a pair of socks. So this is being, look at, and this is why I prefer drawstrings over zipper pulls, because I'm always having yarn hanging out of my project bags. Anyways, this is my Needlecraft bag, and this is her 2 sock sack, and it has a cute little divider with a zipper pouch. I don't know how well you can see that on the inside, but being housed in here, this was supposed to be my project for when we went to New York City. I was going to take this with me, work on a pair of socks, you know, during the air ride and subway things, and that didn't happen. So on Sunday, I don't know if anyone else out there is a huge fan of the Discovery of Witches. I read her books when they first came out, and I love them. So anyways, they finally were being streamed through the Sundance channel. So there was a 7-day trial on Amazon. So I ended up signing up for it, and on Sunday I binge watched the whole entire season. So I did get the majority of a sock done. So here it is, and this is being knit out of Stray Cats yarn in her Mod colorway, and I've got the heel done. The heel is just a Lion Brand Sock Ease in the cream color. And I have started on the foot, and I absolutely love the colors in it. I'm really digging the mauvey pinks right now. I'm not a big pink person, but I did also may have splurged last Sunday on some yarn from the Hey Sister company. It's gonna be 2 weeks because they're now doing dyed to order, but I picked up mohair and fingering weight to do a no frills pullover for my trip to New York for when we go in March. So that'll be cast on as soon as I get the yarn, and I picked a pinky peach color of theirs, so I'm digging though the shades of pink. I'm still not a bubblegum pink person, or even hot pink is, I can take it here and there, but I'm really digging the pale pinks right now. So that's my first pair of socks, and then the second pair of socks I'm struggling with. I take them to work, and these are what I work on. I figure if I have them at work with nothing else, I don't have a choice but to work on them. But I've talked about these before, and I'm hoping that come next week they'll be done and you won't hear about them again from me. So this is out of Cascade sock yarn, their wave. So I am just not loving it. I have finished the foot, I've put in my yarn for the heel, and I'm working on the leg, but there's just something about it. There's other projects I've been preferring to pick up. So I've been bringing this with me to work and working on it. So hopefully by next week I can show you these as a finished object. And when I have them done, I'll wear them. I'm just not feeling them though. It's, you know what, it's the screen every time I look at it. And it's also, when I pictured the yarn, I pictured it a little bit more faded. I feel like there's, like right here, a definite line right there in between the colors, as well as like a definite line right here. Anyways, again, I'll wear them once they're done. It's just getting them done. There's other things I've been picking up instead that I've been thoroughly enjoying. So those are the two socks that I've been working on, and then I'm going to share my next project, which is another small project, but these are the weekend walking mitts by Paper Tiger, and it's being housed in my new Tanny Casey bag. And I was going strong with these, and I wanted to finish them for my trip to New York, and then we canceled it, and then I kind of threw them to the side and haven't touched them, but I love them, and I will be picking them up to finish this week as well. But I have basically all but the thumb of a one done, and I absolutely love these. And then it has really tall ribbing, so if it gets cold you can unfold it so it covers more of your fingers, and then fold it down when you need the use of your fingers. And it has a beautiful cable pattern up the front, and then just regular stockinette in the back of the hand. And this is being knit out of John Arbon's Knit by Number, and I don't remember the colorway. I will have to put it in the description below, but here it is in the cake. And again, I've talked about this, I think I'm gonna have to buy a sweater's quantity of this yarn because it is so soft. I love the way it is knitting up. So I have the cuff done on this one, and I just have to start the cable pattern, and honestly the cables knit up so quickly, and I forgot. It's been a while since I've worked on a cable project, and I absolutely loved it. And talking about cables, seeing we're on the subject, for my birthday, my amazing, wonderful husband got me a, surprised me with a trip out to Woods Hole, which is on the Cape, and for a weekend at the Woods Hole Inn, and it is a workshop with Noragon. I am so excited. I have no idea. I'm not going with anybody, so I am, as an introvert, a little bit nervous. I'm petrified to meet Noragon herself. She is an inspiration, and I am so excited to learn some tips and tricks from her. And I'll meet new knitters because I don't have a lot of friends that are knitters. It'll be nice to get out there and meet some new people and make some new friends. So I am excited. That is the first week of March is when that is happening. So I'm so excited. So I can't wait. Anyways, off on a tangent again. Let me move on from that, and I am sure you guys will be hearing about it multiple times before then. So I have 2 sweaters going because one wasn't enough. In my Maka, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but my little bag here, I am housing the Larch sweater. And this is a pattern by Pamela Allen, and it is, I'm going to show you the finished one first, out of her Plain and Simple book. And here it is there. So I have gotten quite a bit done since I showed this to you guys last. I don't even know where I am here. Alright, so it's huge. It's a tunic, so it is long. I have, and it's all tangled here. There we go. So, where my cute little Simply Serving Ron, it's knit from the bottom up, but where my little Ron Weasley sweater is, I think the last time you saw it, it was right here. I'm probably out of frame. And I have knit the total front, and I am now working on knitting the back. And this is, as soon as I cast this off, I pick this up, and this is, it's knit out of a worsted weight yarn and on size 9 needles, and this is just flying along. And I've tried it on, it's fitting really, really nicely, and it's gonna be so warm and cozy once I have it done. So this is being knit out of Knit Picks. Their Eco Wool, Simply. Do I have a tag here? I don't have the tag. I'll post it. It's in the Wilhelmina colorway. I remember that much. But it's their Eco Wool. Could be Simply Worsted. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll definitely put it down below in the show notes. But I'm enjoying working with this. I like the color, but you know what, when you order things online, the color always looks a little bit different based on your monitors. And I have my Fireside pullover is in Cascade Eco Wool in basically the same color, so I'm kind of wish I had picked a different color, but I still love it. It'll still get a lot of wear, especially on those cold. I'd like to get this done by mid-February because it's always so cold in February. You can use something nice and warm and snuggly. And so that is the first sweater that I'm working on. And then last night, I did, when we get into my stash acquisitions, may have gone a little bit crazy, to the point where my husband actually said something. Normally he doesn't say too much about my yarn purchases. However, this time around he did. So we know I went a little crazy. But anyway, some yarn came in last night and I've decided, because next Saturday is my birthday, that I was going to try and knit a sweater in a week. Yep. But it's on size 10.5 needles, so do I have a picture of it somewhere? Here it is. So I decided to cast on the Turtle Dove. I dropped a skein here. I wanted to knit this out of Woolfolk so badly that it's their sweater was knit out of Woolfolk in the Loft base, but I could not find a sweater's quantity anywhere. And I think Espace Tricot, I should have said it is by Melissa of Espace Tricot, which is a yarn shop in Montreal, and I am going there in May, so I am looking forward to that. But I think they had 1 or 2 colors that I had enough for the size I was planning on knitting, but then the shipping was going to be an arm and a leg, so I ended up scrolling through the finished projects and saw someone had knitted out of, this is Katia, I think is the name, and it's their Concepts, what is it called? Yeah, Concepts, which is a cotton merino, and it has the look that the black Loft one looks like. So I cast it on last night and I am making great progress so far. So it is top down raglan sleeves and it's so soft. I love the way it's coming out. It is slightly, I think, thinner than the Woolfolk. So the Woolfolk, the 50 grams came in, I think, 109 yards, where 50 grams of this is 119. So I did go down in gauge and went up in size. I'm hoping my math figures were correct. I also, with the neck on this, I went down 2 needle sizes from what the pattern called for, but I really wanted it tighter around my neck, and I've already tried it on. It fits over my head just fine, and it fits my neck just the way I want it to. So I am going to be doing, we're going to watch a movie when we get home from dinner, so I'm going to knit away on this tonight and tomorrow, and I'm hoping to have it done for next Saturday, because just my husband and I are going out to dinner next Saturday for my birthday. So the one thing actually about this yarn also that I wanted to mention that I wasn't crazy with is so I've been through, basically this is the second ball here. The first ball had no knots. This one had a knot, and on top of that, and I don't think I care so much, but the part of it wasn't dyed, so I do kind of have a stripe there. But that won't, I am not the biggest perfectionist. If it was, to me this is not absolutely horrible. To somebody else this may drive them absolutely batty. It will probably drive my husband absolutely batty. But it doesn't bother me that much at all. So be, I guess, forewarned with the yarn. So I have 9 balls. I'm hoping this is the only one that I'm going to have a knot in, but I just wanted to just mention that in case somebody decided to order it and give it a go. I just wanted to mention that I did find a knot in one of the balls and there was some dyeing that was uneven, but I love it. It is super soft. Super soft and squishy. What do they say? Buttered kittens? Yeah. Yeah, it feels like my Lego's sitting over there. It feels like my little Lego and cuddling with him. So that is, well, that's quite a bit, but that is all of my works in progress. And I think for 2 weeks, I think I did pretty well with what I've actually accomplished. I didn't do much over the last few weeks, but I did go out to dinner with friends and oh yeah, that could have been it. Just dinner with friends on Saturday night. The girls that I was supposed to go to New York with, we decided to go out to dinner just to get out and enjoy each other. And as one of my friends said, she's like, my calendar's free. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna jump into stash acquisitions because I have, yeah, quite a bit to share. And then come tomorrow, I think there'll be even more to share, but I'll mention that after I'm done this. So anyways, besides the yarn for my turtle dove sweater, I also picked up 5 balls of Let Lopey in this red rust colorway. I'm trying to see. Yeah, the shade, it's 9431, but it's funny because on I ordered it from Webb's, and on Webb's website they actually had a name for it, and it was maybe Brick Red Heather or something like that. I'll again put it down below. So I picked this up and I am going to knit, and I feel bad, I don't think the picture came out that good, but the Felix pullover, and there's some, again, it's a raglan sweater, but there is some lace in the raglan, so I picked that up as well. Like, maybe I can get it finished for New York. We're just gonna cast on all the sweaters for New York and see what I can get finished. I have 2 months, right? I can get 2 sweaters done. I can get the turtle dove done. Probably finish up these 3 sweaters in 2 months. Again, I'm putting way too much on my shoulders than I should, but so that was my purchases from yarn.com, which is Webb's, which is out in Northampton, and I really need to get my butt over there. Anyways, what else do I have here? So I don't know where the hell I've been. I have been under a rock, but I just discovered Dundernit's podcast, which is Caroline, it is a Vicariously Knitting podcast. Dundernit's on Instagram and Ravelry. Caroline's her real name, and she is awesome. Awesome. I've been enjoying her. I've been a bad mother. I've been letting my 11-year-old watch her, and he absolutely loves her. I've had to. She does swear, and she warns before all of her podcasts that it is a swearing podcast. So I kind of have to have a conversation with my son. What is said does not get repeated out of his mouth. Who knows? I'm sure he's learned worse things at school, but he finds her hilarious. I find her hilarious. But anyways, she has knit 2 Carmenden coffee hats. I think that's the name of the pattern. I'll put it here, but it's patterned by Caitlin Hunter, and it's been popular and all over the place. So I went to Madelinetosh's website, and I picked up Pegasus tails. So so these are 100% merino. I don't know if the unicorn tails you find in a lot of the knitting shops, I don't know if they are merino nylon, but these are Pegasus tails, and these are her Euro sock, which is 100% merino. And I have picked up for the hat the Birkenstock, the Vente Dragon Mocha, and Antler. So here they all are. And I can't wait. I'm like, I just finished. I have no hats on the needles, but I'll get my fingerless mitts done, and that'll be my motivation, is to know that I will cast this on as soon as the mitts are done. Then I was watching, well, between the Vicarious Knitting podcast, by the way, she was also the one I'm going to blame for picking up the yarn for the No Frills sweater, because, yeah, watching her, she's knit one and she's knitting a second one, and I saw it and I'm like, I need one. But I was watching her and the Grocery Girls, and they were talking about the snap-on pom-poms, which, not that I don't have enough pom-poms to begin with, but Barrett Wool has snap-on pom-poms. These are a little bit smaller than what I normally do, but they're really cute. So I picked up 2 of these, and while I was on her website, I had never purchased Barrett Wool before, but I picked up one of her sock kits for, I'm gonna have to look up the pattern because I don't remember the name here. It gives you a card with the coupon code. It is Bear Socks Pattern, and I picked up, it's cute. It came in a cute little project bag with a skein of her yarn, and this is, I'm trying to see, it's 100% wool, and it is the peppercorn colorway, and it came with this little mint green mini, and I don't know what the colorway is for that, but it came with these. And then it also came with a little container of stitch markers in all different colors. So, and it really was a good price for all of this. And then it's cute. It has, I don't know if she sends this out with all her orders, but this cute little coaster that says thank you on it as well. So that was another one of my purchases. And there's still more. I'm still going, hence why my husband is very much like, you need to stop. Alright, and I am going to quickly finish up because I have a feeling my husband will be home soon to pick me up for dinner. But I also picked up, I'm going to take, they're in plastic bags, a sock set from the Legacy Fiber. Yeah, Legacy Fiber Arts, and this is in her Cozy Toes in Jumping a Jellyfish. And I saw it was on Instagram. Instagram is so bad. But the Cozy Toes, it's a 80-10-10, so superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. And look at the speckles. It's just beautiful. And then, last but not least, Wilhelmina had an update, and I randomly went in several hours after the update, and there was still yarn in there, and there never is yarn still in there. So I decided it was meant to be. This is how I'm justifying anything with Wilhelmina. If I go in there after the update and there's yarn still in the shop, I'm purchasing because it was meant to be mine. Anyone else do that? Anyways, this is her Paisley colorway, and this is on her Volca base, which is a 80-10-10 as well. This has, it's really, really pretty with plums and mauves and greens and some orange and brown speckles in there. But I want to do a What the Fade shawl. So this is, I think, going to make its way into that shawl. I'm still trying to put together the yarns. I have some set aside, so I'm still working on the yarns that I want to put in there, but I purchased this specifically to put into that shawl. So that is finally, I'm sorry for all the crinkling. I should have taken them out of the plastic before, but done. So that is it. However, come tomorrow, so Wayland, Massachusetts has a farmer's market in the wintertime, and 2 Sundays a year, they do a fiber weekend. So where it's all local sheep farms, hand dyers, indie dyers. There'll be sheep there, there'll be Angora bunnies there, so we are going to that tomorrow, as well as they'll have cheese and wine, and do I need to say anything else besides cheese, wine, and yarn? Doesn't matter what else there is. Anyways, we're gonna go check that out tomorrow. So there'll be some yarn purchases that will be coming home with me tomorrow as well. So I will share that with you all next week. But I am running close to my husband and son getting home so they can pick me up for dinner. So I am going to say goodbye now, and I hope you all have a great week ahead, and I will see you next week. Bye.